I have 3 tips for you for when you plan your Disney vacation and go to EPCOT Food and Wine. Hi friends, this is Laura Krumzak with the Disney Slowdown, and we went back to Food and Wine this week with some friends. It was so awesome. And I have 3 tips for you for when you're planning your trip to Disney and you're going to hit a food festival, especially Food and Wine, but I think this could actually work for any of the food festivals. I also have a bonus tip for you, so make sure you hang out till the very end so you can hear the bonus tip and don't repeat the mistakes that I made. Let's get started. My first tip is to be adventurous. We took our friends. It was their first time going to a food festival, not necessarily their first time going to Disney World or EPCOT, but they admitted they didn't spend a whole lot of time there and they were really just focused on the rides. They were ready to eat everything. They just wanted to try it all. And we ended up eating 18 food items, 6 buckets of popcorn. Well, okay, we brought some of the popcorn home, so we didn't eat all 6 buckets of popcorn, but we did purchase 6 buckets of popcorn. A chocolate chip cookie from Kringle Bakery in Norway, and I did get my Kiel Blackberry Pear Hard Cider from Morocco. There were some items that we tried I wouldn't have necessarily gotten on my own. So I was so glad that even she pushed my boundaries because she was like, we're trying everything. We ate a lot of stuff. Now, I will give you the grand total. We spent $170, but for 4 people eating all day long, that really is about what, $42.50 a person? That's not bad. And to eat as many things as we did, I am so glad that we got everything. The first thing that you do when you get into EPCOT is you grab your passport and you sit down and you plan it out. You decide what you're going to eat and where it is. I did that for our first Food and Wine for 2024. If you did not see that, I will link it here for you. One of the things that was really surprising to me, and I just have to share this, we got all 3 items from Bramblewood Bites, including the cast iron roasted Brussels sprouts and root vegetables. That one surprised me. I'm not a huge fan of Brussels sprouts. I let her eat the Brussels sprouts, but I was eating the rest of it, and it had the root vegetables, which I believe was mostly carrots. It was dark when we got to this booth, so it looked like little squares of carrots, but there could have been some sweet potato or something in there as well. But dried cranberries, candied pecans, and a maple bourbon glaze. That was amazing. I have a feeling that's something I'm going to have to figure out and maybe add to one of our holiday items. Of course, we can't have the candied pecans. We have to have those on the side, but those root vegetables were really tasty. After we ate the 18 items from the food booths, the cookie, the 6 buckets of popcorn, and my drink, they also decided they wanted to finish the night with burgers and fries. Yes, they went to Connections Cafe and they ordered a crispy chicken sandwich, not the Korean one that was offered special for Food and Wine, just the regular one that they have there with fries and a cheeseburger and fries. I was stuffed. I didn't want anything else. As a matter of fact, we had 4 stamps in our book. I could have gone back and gotten either that Boursin fig cheesecake with the pecans on it and eaten it all by myself, or I could have gotten the passion fruit cheesecake from Hawaii, which we had last year, but I was comfortable. I didn't really want anything else, so I'm like, no, I'm just gonna stop here. I don't have to buy anything else. I don't have to eat anything else. And honestly, that prize of the cheesecake soft serve swirled with the blueberry soft serve is okay. It wasn't really the reason to get it would be the cup, and we already have a cup. And honestly, we've only done a couple. We did the cookie stroll last year, and I doubt we'll do the cookie stroll this year. And we did Food and Wine last year and this year. I did Food and Wine a couple times last year, but that's it. We've not really completed. We didn't do the Garden Grays, and we didn't do the Festival of the Arts colorful whatever to get the cup. And nothing was all that enticing to us, but Food and Wine and a boatload of cheese, like I'm down for it. My second tip is bring crackers. I know this sounds crazy, but there were several items where the main entree, I guess the star of the plate was like cheese or even the chocolate fondue. There wasn't enough stuff on the side to pair up with the amount of cheese that you received, and we really could have used some extra crackers. The burrata, definitely one of those items. It was beautiful, but that's a huge hunk of cheese. I ended up throwing most of the burrata away because I really wanted the fruit, the fresh pear and fig and pomegranate. It's sitting on a bed of applesauce, which I thought was a little strange. Like maybe there should have been something else there besides applesauce, like literally out of a jar applesauce. It was weird. But I don't know what that brown sauce was, but it had a little spice to it, and that was delightful. It says a fig vinaigrette, but it had a little heat to it, which I loved. The other thing was the chocolate fondue from the Alps. If you see that little cup, and our friends wanted to keep that, but before I gave it to her, I did get to measure it. I didn't fill it all the way up with water. It holds a quarter cup. I'm pretty sure we got a quarter cup of chocolate sauce, which was amazing, but you see, there's not a lot to go with that sauce. I actually ended up putting the French bread from the raclette and just drowning it in the chocolate sauce. The bread was a little dry. I didn't really eat the bread with the cheese, but if you're not getting the ham and the bread tends to be a little dry, you're probably going to want some crackers to go with that raclette as well. And then the Moroccan flatbread, you got 3 good-sized portions of different flavors of dips. There was one hummus, basil pesto, and then a spicy basil pesto. That would have been nice to have some carrots or something. And normally that's an item that we would carry in our park bag, but since we came to eat food, we didn't bring anything with us. So I would definitely recommend that you, after you watch the vloggers and you decide what you want to try, think that through. Go, okay, I think we're going to need more vehicles to put our stuff on. As we walked around, we went into the Florida Blue Lounge, Restaurant Marrakesh in Morocco. That restaurant has not reopened since the 2020 closures. It's been kind of a dead space. I think they've used it in the past, maybe as a DVC lounge. They might have had it as a Visa card holder lounge before I was a Visa card holder. I think I remember something over there. During Flower and Garden, they made it an AP lounge, which was fabulous because it was so hot and it was nice to get out of the heat and get into the air conditioning. They had some snacks for you. It was delightful. But during Food and Wine, it's now open to everybody and it's hosted by Florida Blue. They had some mint Moroccan tea. It's kind of served lukewarm and not super hot, but not cold. And it's unsweetened. They have honey and sugar and sweeteners there for you to add to it. But after eating all the sweet stuff that we had, the plain lukewarm mint tea was delightful. And they also have a craft for you. You can make your very own ornament. This is mine. And I think it's beautiful. I saw the huge piece of red glass there, and I just wanted to make that into an ornament. I thought about getting other pieces of glass and kind of doing a mosaic, but I wasn't sure if everything would stick, and I didn't want it falling apart. So I just designed it like this. But you choose up to 10 items. You can sift through buckets of little pieces of beads and glass and tile, and then you tell them which design you want. They set it all up for you. You place your items face down, and then they put the ceramic in there and they finish it off with a really smooth plaster. The majority of this has got the sand in the plaster, but this is a really smooth finishing plaster. And then they put a little hook in there. They give you a ribbon and you have your little name tag so you know which one is yours. I did one, and of course Samara did one as well. I told her it looks like a candle, and then she said, if I turn it upside down, it's the black flame candle from Hocus Pocus. And I said, you're right. And if you turn it sideways, you're burning the candle at both ends. I know. I'm hysterical. We didn't have any crafts when Restaurant Marrakesh was an AP lounge, but I did show it, and we got to meet the genie. If you didn't get to see the inside of Restaurant Marrakesh and how beautifully decorated it was, the snacks that we got when it was an AP lounge, I will link that video for you right here. It's really pretty inside. I love all the tile work. It's beautiful to go back there. I really hope that Florida Blue continues this sponsorship through Festival of the Holidays. I'd like to see if another sponsor takes it over and what they're planning to add. I don't know. I'm really curious. We still don't have the Festival of the Holiday menus, and I am just chomping at the bit to figure out, what are we going to eat? They're coming. I know they're coming. Those, hopefully in another week, we will get those menus and I can finish up planning my mom's trip in December. And my third tip for you is to go as a group. We never would have eaten 18 items from the food booths. I never would have tried those root vegetables by myself. It was really exciting to have friends there who were just like, I want to do it all. I want to eat it all. And we were just, let's go, let's go, let's go. Now, they didn't have any planning, not really. We kind of looked through the book. I had one while we were driving down, so I was reading out some of the items, and she's like, yeah, let's eat it all. But the portions are very shareable. I mean, that pumpkin mascarpone ravioli, there were 3 raviolis. So you don't even have to like divide it up and eat off the same plate. You could bring a tray or another plate that you could wash off if you like really just want to divide it up and not eat off the same plate. We don't care. We'll share plates. It's not a deal. But if that's an issue for you, you might want to bring your own little plates and you could just take your portion off and throw it away. It's so much fun eating things that you just wouldn't do, but having other people in your group kind of push your limits. And if that sounds like a great idea to you, but you just don't know who to grab with you, come find me on Patreon. Let's plan a girls' trip. I kept calling it a mom's trip because I am a mom, but really it's a girls' trip. Like, I don't care. Let's get a bunch of women together, especially for food and wine, and let's go together and eat everything. It's so much fun. You will love it. You will have a great time. If this excites you, come find me on Patreon. The link is in the description box below, and let's start having this conversation. Now, as my bonus tip, I want to help you not make the same mistake that I made. First of all, I had an electronic Disney gift card, and I didn't realize that I could actually use it at a food booth. I'd been using it for mobile order where you just copy the number and put it in there. But I realized that once I added it to my wallet on my phone, which I'm really not very tech savvy, I'm just going to let you know that. I've just started using the wallet. But once I added my gift card to my wallet, it created a barcode so it could be scanned. Perfect. I pulled up my wallet. I had the barcode there. I handed the woman my phone, but I went right over the tap to pay and it grabbed my designated credit card. My designated credit card normally is not my Disney Visa card. I really only use my Disney Visa card when I'm at Disney and for my Disney purchases. And I just sat there and was like, well, I probably could have gotten this snack for free if I would have put it on my Disney Visa card because I could have used my Disney points toward it, but instead I got airline miles. Okay, fine, whatever. So after that blunder, I promptly switched my designated card in my wallet to my Disney Visa card, just in case that happened again. But the next time I used my gift card, I was very careful and went around the tap to pay and not directly over it. So that's my bonus tip. Designate your credit card in your wallet just in case. And if you don't have a Disney Visa card and you think that might be a good idea for my trip, I have a referral link in the description box below. You can put your Disney purchases on it, but you can also put other purchases and any other major purchase that you make, and I think it's only $300. You can do a pay over time. It's a nice benefit that Chase has. I don't think Chase is the best rewards card that you can have by any means. However, if you're going to be at Disney, there are some extra perks, and I do like that you don't have to spend extra money if you take it and you use it for all your purchases. When you come home and you settle up the credit card, you can apply your Disney credit toward purchases you've already made. You're not having to put that on a gift card and then go spend money at Disney.com or something. I mean, you can if you want to, but I I really like that feature on this card. Plus, you'll get maybe a bonus lounge somewhere on Walt Disney property, or you'll get the bonus character meet and greet like we did when we went to Food and Wine last time, which hopefully you've watched because I've linked it before. I hope you're finding this video helpful. If you are, would you please like it, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you know when I put up a new video. I would really appreciate your support. And send this video out to multiple friends. Let's get this conversation started. Let's get a girl trip going and planned. I would love to plan it. I think it would be a blast. Are you planning on going to Food and Wine or coming to Disney and hitting the food festival? Have you learned anything from my videos? Is there something else that you have a question about that you would like to know? I would love to help you out. If you have any suggestions for videos, please comment down below. I told my husband he's coming to Food and Wine with me next year. And while we were walking around, I was thinking, you know what? I would love to stay at the Swan and Dolphin, which is a Marriott resort, but it is right behind EPCOT and it's a deluxe tier resort. So you're not paying deluxe resort prices, but you get the deluxe perks, and those perks are the after hours events. That's something you would want to plan if you're going to stay at the Swan, the Dolphin, or the Swan Reserve. If there's a couple of after hours events, well, no, I'm sorry. I think they're called extra evening hours. It's not a specially ticketed event, but it is a perk for deluxe resort guests only, that the park will stay open a couple extra hours just for deluxe resort guests, and it's really just to ride the rides. Now, it would be difficult during the party season. I don't think there'll be extra magic hours at Magic. When we were there Wednesday, we saw Animal Kingdom was open a couple extra hours. That would be fun to walk around after the park closed and it's all lit up and you've got the Tree of Life Awakening. Super excited about that. Showing that to my mom and seeing it again. And Epcot had extra magic hours. That's something to look at when you're planning. Where's going to get you the best benefit? And I think it would be amazing to stay right behind Epcot and just, you come in, you eat some food, you go back to the resort, or maybe you hop over to another park, then you come back, you eat more food. That's my dream. Like 3 days of just casually grazing around Food and Wine. I think that would be perfect. I would love for my husband to do that with me. That's my plan. We'll get him to Epcot. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for tuning in with me, and we'll see you on my next video.